Of the ceasefire agreement between Hamas and Israel, the South African Communist Party economic freedom fighters issued a statement condemning Israeli actions over the past 15 months of war.
We continue to categorically reject the framing of the Palestinian struggle as terrorism and instead recognize it as a battle for freedom against a colonial occupation that has endured for far too long. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli occupation forces are war criminals. The crimes they have committed, mass killings, forced displacement, and systematic destruction of civilian infrastructure, amount to genocide.
We can cross live now to Godrich Gardee, Deputy President of the South African Economic Freedom Fighter Party. Good to have you on the program with us. The ceasefire agreement has been announced, but what you think are the chances of the deal of actually holding up, especially following the controversy that just kicked off this morning?
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to all our viewers. The Economic Freedom Fighters in South Africa welcomes the ceasefire that has been announced between the two parties, the Israeli occupation forces and the Hamas. We look forward to a peaceful return of life to its originality before the conflict of the 7th of October and the conflict long before then, decades ago, 70 or 75 years ago. We call upon the two parties to act with restraint and give peace a chance and take it up from there to actually achieve a long-lasting peace between the peoples and the nation of Palestine.
Godrich, a senior Hamas official thanked the global South, especially South Africa, for its support of Palestine and the resistance. I want to play a quick clip of that first, and then I'll ask for your reaction afterwards.
We recall the illuminating stances of many countries that stood with us in various fields. Our brothers in Turkey, South Africa, Algeria, Russia, China, as well as the free people of the world. We thank everyone who supported us with their words. These free voices broke the conspiracy of silence, exposed the occupation's crimes against humanity in Gaza, and recognized the truth of the situation.
So, Godrich, listening to that statement from Hamas, what kind of message do you think that sends to the unipolar West?
We are very much humbled by the statement of the people of Palestine and Gaza in particular, in recognition of the efforts, the fight and the struggle of the people in government of South Africa at the International Court of Justice, as part of a multi-pronged approach to bring about a lasting solution to the suffering of the people of Palestine. We look forward to more cooperation and togetherness and work in unionism with the people and government of Palestine and the people of Gaza in bringing about a lasting solution to their problems that have engulfed the region for over 70 years.
South Africa's ICJ case against Israel resonated all over the world last year. What can you tell us about the situation now? What are the prospects for that case now that we've seen a ceasefire?
Much as we look forward to a further engagement on the issue of the International Criminal Court of Justice, we have seen quite a number of many other countries joining the queue at the ICJ, Ireland, Cuba, and many others late. But needless to say, we need to call upon the free people of the world not only to concentrate on the issue of the International Court of Justice, but pragmatic, practical steps in their own countries, which among others include the diplomatic isolation, economic, sporting, cultural isolation of the occupation forces, Israel apartheid government that is found there, which is humiliating, harassing, oppressing, and suppressing the people of Palestine to their right to self-determination.
The court had issued an official arrest warrant for the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. If the ceasefire holds, do you think that warrant will be enforced?
It should be enforced. The ceasefire does not actually is amongst other opportunities that gives peace a chance, which peace actually also means that culprits and thugs, criminals should be arrested all over the world, including the kids who are being sent into compulsory military conscription in Tel Aviv, as and when they land anywhere in the airport of any country in the world, should actually be arrested together with their president. And that ceasefire should not only speak about a general peaceful transition and negotiations for this final self-determination of the people of Palestine, but it should also speak to those who committed genocide for over 8 years and 70 years against the people of Palestine, which amongst others include Netanyahu and his cabinet.
Outgoing U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said that Hamas recruited a huge number of fighters since the start of the Gaza war. Now, Israel's official and primary military goal has been the complete elimination of Hamas. So if that goal has not been achieved, do you think that Israel will continue to pursue that end? What might happen after this deal is signed and goes into effect?
Actually, whatever the American government, the United States says, they are complicit to the genocide of the people of Palestine. They have been in active forefront with military and financial support to the Israeli occupation forces in Palestine for the longest decades that we can think of in this world about the conflict between Israel and the people of Palestine. And it matters not that today they will tell us about how many fighters Hamas has recruited. They must tell us how many of their own children they have sent from their places of luxurious residence in New York, Washington, and everywhere to go and fight the people of Palestine from the soil of Tel Aviv. Because we know for a fact that quite a number of them have been sent to Israel to assist the Israeli occupation forces, both as Jews, nationality, and also as American citizens. And the American army has been in Tel Aviv assisting the Israeli occupation forces on how to manage and manipulate and navigate the Iron Dome and air defense systems that are there. So they have been complicit in perpetuation of the violence and the military conflict in the Middle East, and in particular against the people of Palestine. So it matters not what the USA says, but they must not be known for what they are and who they are.
Godrich, if Israel continues its military action in Gaza despite this ceasefire, what do you think that could lead to? Do you think that this could drag in more regional players and continue to escalate this conflict?
Regional role players should have long been involved before today, when there is a so-called ceasefire, which is quite limited and restrained. And we should not be surprised that Israeli occupation forces will always be in breach of the ceasefire. And it is a very premature celebration of the ceasefire, but we can only encourage the parties to engage peacefully and in good faith. And we must condemn any breach of this ceasefire.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Godrich Gardy, South African economic freedom fighter, deputy president. Thank you.